Hello everyone, it's Monday, the markets are open. So far pretty green, so that's good. And today I want to talk about probably the most interesting opportunity that I currently see in the market. In case you're new to the channel, I am not a professional investor, I am not a financial advisor, nothing like that. I'm a CEO of a gaming company. Got into investing pretty seriously a few months ago, and me and my co-founder are having a bet who can make more money while investing over a year. So while we're waiting for Ben to open his channel, I'm making this journey more fun and sharing my thoughts and what I'm doing. So I already have a position in this company, and today I'm buying more throughout the day and averaging in. I bought this originally at 32 and now it's at 25. I'm talking about Chargepoint, Chpt, and before I get into that, they are basically a charging company. So, pretty straightforward. They are the market leader at the moment. I think they own something like 70% of the US market, and probably the bigger player in the EV charging sector. So if we'll look at the numbers today, they are down 7%. It was 8 a minute ago, so that's cool. And if we'll look a bit back, we'll see something more interesting. 5 days, they're down 6.5%. The past month, down 30%. And this is when the whole market correction happened, which kind of made sense. For the EVs, it was a bit more extreme than the rest of the market. Well, actually a lot more extreme. So, your Teslas, your Nias got hurt pretty badly. And we can expect companies like that to go with them, right? Because charging is kind of like, I think about it as the tier 2 of the EVs, meaning, you have those cars, right? And then some people think maybe Tesla and NIO are a bit too hot and are thinking, you know what? Like, all those vehicles will need electricity and charging points, right? So maybe I can invest into those company, or those vehicles will all need lithium batteries. So I'm gonna invest into mining companies that take, find those materials and supply them. So we can expect companies like that to go together with the rest of the EVs, and most of them are doing that. But the interesting thing about ChargePoint is that they're a pretty big company in this sector. And if we'll look 6 months back, look at that. This is crazy. They've been around 13 here, and pretty fast they jumped to 46 is the high, and pretty much were able to stay there until the market correction started. And again, for EVs, that was pretty much a crash. So they dropped to 24. Then they started the recovery together with the rest of the market, and here they fell again, and that was Friday when they released their earnings report, which wasn't great, and people were disappointed because they were expecting it to be better. That being said, I am very confused about that. I'm not sure that's the right word. I just think it's a very weird thing to do for this stock, because in some stocks like Wix, for example, right, with a W, you have a pretty much straightforward business. They make websites, they make money. If the earnings report is bad, the stock should be worth less. But whoever is investing in Tesla at the moment is probably not doing that because he thinks the valuation of this stock is fair. It's not, in my opinion, of course. But the reason you're investing into this sector to begin with, all the EVs, is because you think that in 5-10 years this will change the world. Most people are buying NIO and are planning to hold it for years, as I think you should in case of this stock. So Chargepoint is the same thing. let's say, I'll explain it like that. Let's say we all go back in time 10 years back, 20 years back, right? So what's like all humanity. So the first thing we're gonna do is buy, you know, Amazon stock, right? And the price of the Amazon stock will jump insanely because we know how much it's worth today. But if you look at it 20 years ago, like, it won't have any correlation to the company's actual worth at the time, meaning its valuation or market cap. So Tesla is kind of the same thing. People are pretty sure, or a lot of people are pretty sure, that in 5-10 years this will be worth a lot, so they are buying it now. And that's why in this case there is no correlation between what Tesla is actually worth to its stock price. So the same thing should go for Chargepoint. We are not betting on the fact that, you know, this is what it's worth now. We are looking 5 to 10 years ahead, and this is why I don't think that this earning report matters. It just doesn't. They're still the biggest player in the game. Nothing has really changed from my perspective, and the fact that they made a bit less money this quarter than I or someone else would have thought shouldn't matter at all. And that's why I think this should correct itself pretty fast. Let's make it interesting so that in 2 weeks you can tell me I told you so. I think it will correct itself in 2 weeks, and I'm not saying that in 2 weeks we'll get back to those heights. This can take more time, but I don't see a reason why it wouldn't. And again, not a financial advisor. I probably know about stocks less than you do, and if someone thinks I'm wrong, then please explain to me in the comments why. I'm always happy to learn. But in case you're not happy with Chargepoint, you do have other options. They're not the only company here in this sector, and I kind of wanted to mention another one which is probably interesting for you guys, and that's EVBox. EVBox are much smaller, but they are an actual company. And what I mean by an actual company is that, you know, they already have revenue, they have employees, I think around 100 and something. Some people are saying that they even have an advantage over Chargepoint in places like Europe and stuff like that, where they might be or might become the big player there. And they aren't trading publicly, but they are going into the market with a SPAC. And if we look at their chart, let's go. First of all, look at this. Like today, 7%. 5 days, 30%. 1 month, we can also see this exact thing where, you know, there is like this market correction, and then it starts going back up. You would expect companies like that to be pretty connected to Chargepoint. Like, that's what people are going to be looking at. But the same idea of, like, you know, falling with the market and then starting to correct. 6 months back, we know that they already got to 31, and even this 31, if like some places, for example, I found Investors Place, which are flat on saying, you know, the TPGY SPAC merger with EVBox. Oh, I forgot to mention that the SPAC name is TPGY, is deeply undervalued. Stock is worth $49, and that's 67% higher, and that's from February, so back when it was 29 per share. So now at 22, it looks like a very interesting buy. And if you don't like Chargepoint for some reason, but you do wanna have a holding in this sector, then that can be an interesting option for you. Me personally, I haven't decided on this one yet, if I'm honest. Today, as I said, I'm averaging into Chargepoint, which, and again, I might be wrong, it's not an advice and so on, but I think 25 is an amazing price for Chargepoint. I mean, I got in when it was 32, and if I thought back then that it was a good price, then obviously I should think that now, right? And be happy with 25, and that's what I'm doing. I'm actually putting my money where my mouth is. And we'll see in, you know, a few weeks if I regret it, but I'm again, my personal opinion is this like earnings report, it will be over and it will start rising in 2 weeks, and we'll see this rising and rising. But even if I'm wrong, I don't care, because I'm holding this for 5-10 years. This is kind of what I'm aiming for this. So do you think I'm right? Do you think Chargepoint is at a good price right now? Let me know. Subscribe, bell, like, comment, you know, all those stuff that YouTube lets you do. As I said, I am not an investor. I'm just here for the fun and to learn together with people and make this like investing journey more fun for me and you. So hope you like today's video. This is what I have for you today, and let's hope for, you know, that this Monday, which has been pretty green so far, is gonna stay that way.